Welcome to success story number 30. Today we are going to take a look at a story from a guy who recently reached 30 days without porn. Now, as we know, 30 days is not that far into a journey, and that's what he himself says in the story as well, so he doesn't talk about any benefits here. But instead we are going to zoom in on how he did it. Because as most of you already know, the first 2 weeks are always the hardest part. So if you reach 30 days, you are doing something right. Quote, "Hey everyone, today marks my 30th day on this streak. It's my 4th time reaching this number of days. Not bragging, just to be clear. Honestly, I don't even consider 30 days a success. If you're at 30 days and you think you're no longer an addict or that you've defeated the addiction, remember that many have reached 30 days, then relapsed again and again for the rest of their lives. It's just the first step towards success, not the final goal. Anyway, I want to share a few tips on how you can achieve it. Initially, the first week is the toughest. You might convince yourself that since you're only on day 2, it's okay to go back and watch porn and start again. And you'll start again. But if you give in to that mindset, you'll likely never surpass 5 days, unquote. Okay, so he brings up a very good point here. It is this mindset of thinking that since you're just a few days in, it doesn't really matter that much if you give in and start again. But the truth is, it matters a lot, because if you don't get rid of that mindset, you will just keep using it whenever you're hit by cravings. Remember, we become what we practice. So even if you're just on day 2, 3, 4 or 5 right now, make sure to practice the right mindset. He continues, quote, "First thing, avoid triggers. No exceptions. As an addict, looking at a provocative image isn't an option because you lack control in that area. So steer clear of every possible trigger. Some triggers are biological, while others are physiological or social. Looking at a provocative pic for a second, then you might keep looking and fantasizing. Then you say, I will just Google the name of this woman. Then, boom, strong urges that you can't control and you relapse. Make a big list of all your triggers and stay away from them. Examples: minimize social media use unless necessary. Avoid looking at provocative images. Don't stay isolated in your room. Refrain from mindlessly scrolling through Reddit. In fact, avoid Reddit altogether. Limit Twitter use unless essential. Avoid films with explicit scenes. Avoid watching music videos featuring girls twerking or naked girls dancing." Unquote. Okay, so here I want to jump in and say, this is not bad advice he is giving. Now the thing is, we all have different things that may affect us more than how it affects others. And it's up to you to get to know yourself and learn what and how much you can handle of a certain thing in the beginning, and what's best to put aside for now. And remember, just because you perhaps can't handle a certain thing right now, does not mean you will forever have to avoid that thing. Although it might, but not necessarily. And one thing I want to underscore in his list over here is the word mindless, as I 100% agree with that. In fact, it is possible to learn how to use something that otherwise would be problematic for you by reminding yourself of the potential danger before you go there, and also decide in advance what you are going to do there. And then you do exactly that. Perhaps check up on some friends, and then you get the hell out of there. And not allow yourself to start mindlessly drift. He continues, quote, "While some may argue that watching Netflix is necessary, if you're serious about overcoming addiction, you'll have to make that choice for yourself. Watch Netflix and keep relapsing every week for the rest of your life, or stay away from it. No hate for Netflix or any other platform. Just an example. Second thing, address your emotions. Many turn to porn to numb emotions like sadness, anger, guilt, and shame. While some of these feelings are avoidable, such as avoiding unnecessary online arguments with strangers over the internet about if yogurt is Turkish or Greek, others, like sadness from failing an exam, cannot be avoided. So it's essential to learn how to cope with these emotions and have a plan. Stopping PMO is the hardest thing you will do in your life. You need a plan, a list of triggers, a daily routine, good habits. Learn how to deal with your emotions and learn about the addiction. Alright, yeah, and of course I agree with the emotional coping comment there as well. And that you should learn as much as you can about addictions. It's just that I can't jump in and share my thoughts with every single thing in these stories. But yeah, I'm sure you can find some of his tips useful. And when he says that this will probably be the hardest thing in your life, I don't want you to take it the wrong way. Because what that means is that he himself found it to be very difficult. But here's the thing. He still was able to do it. So that means if you have also found this to be super difficult, since he could do it despite it being difficult, you can too. Always remember that and never ever give up on this. And to help you on your way, make sure to grab my free 90-day no PMO advice and tool guide that you can see on the screen right here, or use the link under the video. And speaking about educating yourself about addictions, take a look at this video right here and you will discover what exactly porn can do inside your brain. Just click on that right now and you'll see exactly what I mean.